I'm like actually mad that it's September. How did that happen? Why? Stop. I got this today, which is from you, Hannah, which I'm sure you already know. I was just gonna open it. Is that a fun bit? This packaging though. Well, I ripped it. What is it? Oh my god. Oh. This is too exciting for me. I need to keep all of my things in this. Oh, there's more. This is a letter, I think. This is gonna sound really weird, but just seeing like your handwriting, both of you guys, whenever I get stuff in the mail from you, makes me so happy. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, I'm gonna die. Thank you.
Oh, great. Now that's gonna be in the vlog. Awesome. Thanks for that. Okay, so we're at the cabin and they didn't come off. Look at this. So I was reading through this guest book, and look what I found on one of the pages. The generosity of the strangers of Colorado. There are children riding in here, man. What is that? I'm hiking. It's adventure time! It's for the vlog. Yes, everything I do is for the vlog. I'm filming the hill. I'm filming my family. Whoa! There's a snake. There's a snake. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's over my baby. Oh my god. Look at that stump. It's twisty and it's cool.
This is Hannah, and she's smelling the butterscotch pine tree, aka Ponderosa.
How cute! Look at this little baby. More snakes. Labor Day and it's already snowing. You guys even remember like what snow is like? You guys' lives sound so warm. It's cold. Probably like 40 out here. And in my pajamas. Good plan.
There's a really big vlog over there.
Ah! I got boba tea. He got boba tea.
Nunu is new. Nunu will make you chew, because they're chewy gummies. The Nunu is made from a plant that grew in the ocean.
Boba tea is scary. It's like eating an aquarium. I don't want to offend the people who work here, but I've never been so scared in my life.
Thank you for your time.
We're in Tucson. We went to a coffee shop. Look, that's Alex.
Hello.
That's how you wave and every time I pan over to you. I'm ready to show you guys the best thing I've ever seen, okay? This isn't it. I started filming way too early. Look at this mural. Have you ever seen anything so good? My god. I got really excited. I ran over the train track and then I fell on the train track and I hurt my knee. Don't do what?
Put on the back of the track.
Oh, look at that. Oh wait, there is a baby in the hummingbird. Of course there is. We're in a rose garden. Stop. Doesn't look like a rose, but maybe I don't know what roses look like. Oh no. My cousin came to visit this week actually, and he's gone now. We went to Joe's Crab Shack on the last day, so here's some footage of that. I don't know if that's interesting. And it was like right on the beach, which is cool.
Remember last week when I looked cute? It's not gonna be this week. So life updates. I'm dyeing my hair today. And I'm bored of green. I've had green for like 3 months. We're done with that. Life update 2. I am gonna get surgery probably in like a year and a half from now for my jaw. One day, ladies, I will be able to chew like a human being. I decided to share my really crappy man stories. I have a list. You know me, I'm not a very affectionate person. It's very hard to get hugs. I don't know why hugs are such an ordeal for me, but it's kind of like almost expected, you know, when you hang out with people. Like, when I give men hugs, I'm like, pat. Maybe I need to go to like therapy for hugs. When I used to go to the climbing gym, another man comes in. Probably the most beautiful man I've ever seen. I was like, oh my, look at this angel. He was really good at climbing, so it's not that weird that I stared at him for so long, but I think that he knew because after a while he just like came over and introduced himself. He's just talking to me because he's friendly. No guy ever just walks up to you and talks to you to be friendly. And he's like, well, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go climb more. And I was like, okay, goodbye. That's a nice, cute boy. And you have things in common with him. Why? You know, ask for phone number. He's too cute to think that I'm cute. I'm not saying like, oh man, I'm out to get those digits. I've never gotten any digits. He could have been a cool gym buddy or something. I've never seen him again. It was just awkward and weird. In college, there was some guy that used to sit at the table that I sat at. So we went to a Chinese restaurant. When we were leaving the restaurant, you know, he was like backing up, put his arm on the back of my chair, and then he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm just backing up. And I was like, I figured, girl. Now I will win her heart by putting my hand on the back of her car seat. Yes. Nailing it. Come back to my house. I get out of the car, and so does he. And I was just like, okay, goodbye, from the other side of the car, and I left. And he is still outside of the car, and I was just like, bye. After that, he like told our mutual college friends that I was crazy, which I am, but I mean, like, dude, I think he told them all it was a date because one of them was like, yeah, you guys went on a date, and I was like, no. I have hung out with quite a few men before, and I'm like, is this a date? And they say, no, it's not a date. We're getting to know each other. I'm like, all right, cool. And then they turn around and tell me this is a date. You can't just decide something is a date. Another story. Oh! I'm sorry that I screamed and then ran away. I'm a pretty big people pleaser, which I really am working on. A lot of the time it's like, hey, I want you to come do something with me that you're not comfortable doing, but I want you to do it because it's something I like. And I'm like, yes. There was some dude we went to high school with. I was grocery shopping and he worked at the store, and he was just kind of talking to me about the things I was buying, and he's like, let's hang out sometime. And I'm like, okay. When we start hanging out, he's like, all right, let's go and hike. And I'm like, cool. We don't really hike so much as go off trail and scale up a rock. So we get up to the top of this dumb rock, and he just pulls out a thing of weed, and he just blazing. And what have you done? He's just talking about like how great of a guy he is. Oh, you know, back in high school I did this and that, and all my friends were not as smart as I am. Spent about 5 minutes up there, and then we walked back down to his house, and he's like, let's watch a movie. And I was like, okay. I got the vibe that it was gonna be weird, but since I'm stupid, I'm like, no, just trust people, Hannah. He was sitting on another couch, I think, and then he sat next to me for some reason, and I was just like, ugh. And he just like, BAM! Puts his hand on my thigh, and I'm like, I didn't know what to do or say. I have a boyfriend, or like, no, don't touch me. When I just took my legs and put them the opposite way, I gotta go, and I left. And we never talked again. That was probably one of the worst. I need to be more aggressive as a person, I guess. Next story, kind of funny, not as creepy weird. I was at a Korn concert, and I was in the mosh pit, but I'm just there to mosh and to listen to metal. There's this guy there, and he was on something. He was probably like 40. So I was just standing there, and he kept looking down at me like, ooh, ooh, ooh. At one point, he's like, you're cute. And I was like, thanks, I know. I try to be off-putting if people are trying to like creep on me. I was really hoping that would make him be like, oh, you're full of yourself. It did not, no. I am standing next to you. There was nowhere to go at that point. I had a good spot, and I'm stubborn. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I mosh pretty hard. They start playing songs, and I'm like, you know, I don't like how close this guy is to me. And my hair was longer at that point, so I just start like head banging and flipping my hair around, and this guy's just like, he left. So it worked, and I'm proud of that story. First semester, we had tables with 2 chairs, you know. I sat kind of close to the front with this lady, and there's this man that sit in front of us. Let's call him Hunter. He was cute. I was sitting there with this lady, creeping. I was just thinking and staring at him, intently looking at this beautiful man. He looked like a little lumberjack, guys. He like puts his legs across the chair and does one of these, and he like leans back, so he's just doing this like a little model. I was staring at him like, why is he doing that? Why is he so cute? And he turns around and he notices I'm staring at him, and I just freeze, and I'm sitting there like, and I don't stop staring at him. And my whole face just turns red, and we both just started laughing at each other. I'm creeping on this poor man. He's just trying to get an education. If I think of any other fun stories, or if I make some more with the men that are in my life now, I'll share them with you. Maybe use this as like inspiration. Hey, remember that time Hannah did something really cringy? This isn't as bad as that. Yay!
Yeah. I'm very sorry you had to live through all that pain. But honestly, at least you try. I recently decided that I was going to start for real learning Japanese this time. This is probably gonna sound really crazy, but I was just feeling like lately I actually weirdly miss school, and not because of school, but because of like learning stuff. And I don't feel like it should stop because I'm not going to school anymore. I get so sad when I'm not like growing and learning new stuff. I don't know, like actually doing something to make myself a better person. I've got this boy with all my pens in it for learning. I'm using this as motivation to do it this time. I've tried so many times to actually start learning, but I feel like starting is like the hardest part a lot of the time. I'm going to learn, and I'm telling you this now because if I don't, yell at me.